Hello and welcome. I'm Lance McDonald and you're watching a tutorial about how to create a shallow depth of field using Photoshop. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to come in, download your image into Photoshop, and you're going to select your background in the layers palette. And you're going to drag it down to create new layer. And this is going to create a copy of your background image automatically for you. Now once you have that selected, you're going to go up to filter and you're going to go down to blur and then go to Gaussian blur. Now the Photoshop is going to have this little box pop up for you. It's going to have this slider that can adjust the pixels and the blurriness of the image. Now it can go pretty high and pretty blurry, but you don't really want that for your image. No image is really ever that blurry, no matter the depth of field. So you're just going to want to set it somewhere between 5 and 20, maybe more like 5 and 15. But we're going to set it to 20 so that you can really see just how big the change can be. Now, once you have that, you're going to go down, you're going to select Add Vector Mask. And you're going to make sure when you do that you're still on the background copy of your background. You're going to select that and a little white box is going to pop up right there in your layers palette. Then you're going to select the brush tool and then you're going to go into the color and select black. You want it to be completely black, and then once you have that you can go in and you can start changing the blur. You're basically reversing the Gaussian blur that you just put on the entire image so that you can get this clear, sharp look that you would get from a photograph that had a shallow depth of field. And you could just go over and clean up whatever parts of the image you want. Now, if after doing this you realize that maybe you didn't want it to be quite that sharp, or you didn't want a certain place to be sharpened, you can just go back over to the colors and select the opposite of black, white. Go all white. And then when you come back onto your image with that white brush, it will put all that blur back in. So it's a really easy and quick way to make some changes that aren't going to damage your image overall. And then if you want to do something that's kind of in between the two, you can go and select gray and you can start to fill in some of those spots and those edges where you might have had a sharp edge or something that didn't look quite as good and clean as you wanted it to. And that makes it look a lot more professional and a lot more realistic in the end. That's all for today. Thanks for listening and good luck.